Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, welcome you all in Pakistan International School Taif Virtual Learning System. Today is our 43 video lecture for grade second year students, boys and girls. I am Mrs. Rosie Imran, your mathematics teacher. Today we will start chapter number 4, exercise 4.1. Before going to start this exercise, some important formulas I'll discuss with you, and then after that we will start this chapter. This chapter is Introduction to Analytic Geometry. So introduction to analytic geometry, we will study some different formulas. First is the distance formula, which we already studied in class 9 in chapter number 9. Distance formula, you know that d is equal to under root x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Means that if you have 2 points like this, a is equal to x1 y1. X1 is the first quadrant x-axis value and y1 is the value of y-axis, and b is x2 y2. These 2 points, if you want to find the distance between these 2 points, so it will be x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus 1 whole square, or you can find it x1 minus x2 and y1 minus y2 whole square under root. So the proof of this formula is given on page number 181 of your textbook. You can check the proof there on page number 181. And ratio formula is, for example, if you have 2 points and these 2 points is having this point C, the middle point, coordinate of the point C, we can find it with K1 and K2 is the ratio of this. So how can we find it? Let AX1, Y1 and BX2, Y2 be the points in a plane. The coordinate of the point C dividing the line segment AB in the ratio K1, K2. So which one formula we use? K1, X2, this one, plus K2 x1 divided by K1 plus K2, K1 y2 plus K2 y1 divided by K1 plus K2. The proof of this formula you can see on page number 182. If K1 and K2 means this ratio is 1, 1, then it will be equal to this. Question number 1 is, describe the location in the plane of the point Pxy for which x greater. Means that you have just point out these points that in which quadrant it is lie. You know that in first quadrant x is positive and value of y is positive. Both are greater than 0, means that the positive value. And in second quadrant x is negative less than 0 but y is greater than 0 positive. In third quadrant both x is negative, y is negative, so both are less than 0. And in fourth quadrant x is greater than 0, y is less than 0, so x is positive, y is negative. If you look at the first one, x is 0, greater than 0. So means that if you check in the first quadrant and in the fourth quadrant, in both quadrant x is greater than 0. So you will write it, its location, right half plane. This right half plane, this is right half plane, this is left half plane. So x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0, so it will be in the first quadrant. If x equal to 0, so means that x equal to 0, so here in this point means that on y-axis. If y equal to 0, so means that this point on x-axis. Next is x is less than 0, y is greater than equal to 0. So second quadrant and negative axis. X is less than 0 but y is positive or equal to 0. So means that second quadrant. Now x is equal to y. It is a line bisecting first and third quadrant. X is equal to y bisecting first and third quadrant. x is equal to, in the first quadrant x and y both are greater than 0, and in third quadrant both are less than 0. So in first quadrant and third quadrant, when x absolute is equal to minus y absolute, a positive value cannot equal to be a negative value except number 0. So means that the point will be at origin when such type of condition. X absolute is greater than equal to 3, so means that plus minus x is equal to greater than equal to 3. So x is greater than equal to 3, or minus x is greater than equal to 3. So it will be like this. In the first set a point lying on the right side of the line x equal to 3, and on the left side on x equal to minus 3, points on the minus 3. X is greater than 2, y is equal to 2. So the set of all points on the line y equal to 2 for which x is greater than 2. X and y have opposite sign. So x, y opposite sign in the second quadrant and fourth quadrant. So it will be in the second and fourth quadrant. So we just locate this position. We no need to solve it. Just locate the position in the plane. Question number 2 is find each of the following: the distance between the two given points and midpoint of the line segment joining these 2 points. So very easy. First is A 3 1 and B is minus 2 minus 4. So you know that the distance formula AB is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So x2 is minus 2 minus y1 is 3 whole square plus y2 minus 4 minus y1 1 whole square. So minus 2 minus 3 minus 5 whole square plus minus 5 whole square. So 25 under root 50. So 25 into 2. So 5 under root 2 is the distance between AB. Midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So means that 3 minus 2 divided by 2 and 1 minus 4 divided by 2. So 1 over 2 and minus 3 over 2. Similarly, do B just like A part, and also C is x1 is a minus under root 5, x2 is minus 3 under root 5, y1 is minus 1 over 3, y2 is 5. So x2 minus 3 under root 5 plus minus x1, so minus minus plus under root 5 whole square plus y2 5 minus y1, so minus minus plus 1 over 3 whole square. So when we add them, minus 3 plus 1, so it will be 2 under root 5 whole square. The negative sign square is positive, and when we take the LCM, 5 3s are 15, 15 plus 1 16 over 3 whole square. So it will be 2 square is 4 and under root 5 square is 5, 5 4s are 20, and this will be 256 over 9. So when we take LCM, it will be 436. So we get 2 under root 109 divided by 3 for midpoint, minus under root 5 minus 3 under root 5 divided by 2 minus 1 over 3 plus 5 divided by 2. So we get minus 4 under root 5 divided by 2, and this is 14 over 3 divided by 2. So when we take LCM, it will be 7 over, cancellation, it will be 7 over 3. Question number 3 is which of the following points are at a distance of 15 unit from the origin? Means that you have one point given and the other point is the origin. If your answer is, means that x1 y1 is this 176 under root and 7, this is x1 y1, x2 and y2 is the origin 0 0. You have to solve by distance formula. If your answer is equal to 15, then you say that this point is 15 units away from the origin. If the answer is not equal to 15, then you say that the given point is not away 15 units away from the origin. So 1076 minus x2 0 whole square plus y1 7 minus 0 whole square. So under root and square root cancel, 176 and 7 square is 49. So when we add 176 and 49, 225, and under root 25 is equal to 15. So means that the point under root 106 and 7 is at 15 unit away from the origin. Now we check for the second one. X1 is 10, y1 is minus 10, x2 is 0, y2 is 0. So 10 minus 0 whole square minus 10 minus 0 whole square, so 100 plus 100, 200. Under root 200 is equal to 10 under root 2, which is not equal to 15. So you say that the point 10 and minus 10 is not at a distance of 15 unit from the origin. C, you do it by yourself. Number D, 15 over 2 minus 0, because from the origin we will check the distance. So 0 whole square, 15 over 2 minus 0 whole square. So it's 15 over under root. Again, it's not equal to 15. So hence the point, this is not a distance at a distance of 15 unit from the origin. Come to question number 4. Question number 4 is show that the point A 0, 2 and B under root 3 minus 1 and C 0 minus 2 are vertices of a right triangle. So how can we find that this is the vertices of a right angle triangle? For this ABC, first we find AB. For right angle triangle, you know that the hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the square of perpendicular and base. Sum of the square of perpendicular and base. For this, we first find the distance between AB and then BC and then CA. When we find AB, so that will be under root 3 minus 0 whole square minus 1 minus 2 whole square. So under root 3 and square cancel. So 3 plus 9 under root 12. So then we take its square on both sides. So AB square is equal to 12. Then we find the distance between BC, the second side of the triangle BC. So 0 minus under root 3 whole square minus 2 plus minus minus plus 1 whole square. So it will be 3 plus 1. So under root 4 and squaring both sides. So BC square is equal to 4. Now we find CA. CA is 0 minus 0 whole square and minus 2 whole square. So it will be 4 square 4. So when we square on both sides, it is 16. If you check AB square and BC square is equal to 16, which is equal to CA square. So by Pythagoras theorem, A, B and C are the vertices of right angle triangle. How? Because if the two sides square sum is equal to the third side, then it will be the vertices of a right triangle. This is Pythagoras theorem. You already study it in junior classes, from in class 8th and also in ninth and 10th. So given is A, B, C. Again, you have to check that these vertices are the vertices of isosceles triangle. You know that isosceles triangle is that if all the two sides of the triangle are same in length. So we find that with the distance formula, we find the distance between AB. So minus 2 minus 3 whole square plus minus 3 minus 1 whole square, it will be minus 5 whole square and plus minus 4 whole square. So under root 41. And then we find the distance between BC. Again 2 minus minus plus 2 whole square and 2 minus minus plus 3 whole square. So we get 4 square plus 5 square under root 41. And CA, you find it, that is under root 2 with the distance formula. You can check that AB distance and BD distance both are equal. If both are equal, means that the given vertices are the vertices of isosceles triangle. For third, we have given the point A, B, C, D are vertices of a parallelogram. Is the parallelogram a square? How can we check it? We will find the distance between AB BC, CD and DA. If all the four distance are equal, so it will be a square. If all the four distance are not equal, two sides are equal to each other, then it will be a parallelogram. So we will check it. AB, the distance between AB minus 2 minus 5 whole square. X2 is minus 2 and x1 is 5. So x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So it is minus 7 whole square plus 1 whole square. So 49 plus 1 under root 55 under root 2. Then BC minus 3 minus minus plus 2 whole square minus 4 minus 3 whole square. So it is minus 1 whole square plus minus 7 whole square. So under root 55 under root 2. Then CD 4 minus minus plus 3 whole square minus 5 minus minus plus 4 whole square. So again it is 5 under root 2. Similarly DA 4 minus 5 whole square and 2 minus minus plus 5 whole square. So it is again 5 under root 2. If you check AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to DA, AB and CD are vertices of a square, not parallelogram. It's a vertices of a square because all the four sides are equal in length. When all the four sides equal in length, so the given vertices are the vertices of a square. And we can also check its diagonal. We find the distance between AC and BD and its diagonals are also equal. AC is 10 and BD distance is 10, so means that the given vertices are the vertices of a square. Question number 5 is the midpoint of the sides of a triangle are 1 minus 1 minus 4 minus 3 and minus 1 1. Find coordinates of the vertices of the triangle. These are given midpoints and you have to find the vertices of the triangle. Let A, B and C are vertices of a triangle and let D, E and F are the midpoint of AB, BC and CE respectively. So x1 plus x2, this is the midpoint formula, divide by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2 is equal to 1 minus 1. We are going to find the midpoint of AB. So x1 plus x2 over 2 is equal to 1 and y1 plus y2 over 2 is equal to minus 1. So this 2 divide here, shifted at other side, multiply, 2 divide, shifted at other side, multiply. Two equations we get. Similarly, E is the midpoint of BC. So BC is x2 plus x3 divided by 2. Y2 plus y3 divided by 2 is equal to minus 4 minus 3. So the first value is equal to minus 4 and the second value is equal to minus 3. So this 2 divide here, it will multiply with the first value, we get equation 3. 2 divide here, it will multiply with the second value, we get equation number 4. Now F is the midpoint of AC. So this is x3 and this is x1. So x3 plus x1 and y3 plus y1 divided by 2. 1 minus 1 is the midpoint. So again, to multiply with minus 1 we get equation 5 and to multiply with 1 we get equation 2. Now subtracting 1 and 3. When we subtract equation number 1 and equation number 3, automatically x2 will cancel and we get x1 minus x3 equal to 10. And subtracting adding 5 and this new equation 7th, this one, so x1 plus x3 minus 2, equation number 5, and x1 minus x3, equation number 10. So we get the value of x1 which is equal to 4. Now putting x1 in equation number 1, equation number 1 is this x1 plus x2 equal to 2. So we put the value of equation 1. So we get the value of x2. Now putting value of x1 in fifth, we get value of x3. So we get x1, x2 and x3. Now y1, y2 and y3, what will we do? Subtracting 2 from fourth. So when 2 from fourth, we get y1 minus y3 equal to 4. Now adding this new equation 8th with 6th. So we get the value of y1. Putting y1 in equation 2, we get y2. Putting y1 in equation 5, we get y3. So we get all the three vertices. X1 is 4, y1 is 3. So 4, 3. X2 is minus 2 and y2 is minus 5, minus 2, 5, 3 minus 6, y3 minus 1, minus 6 minus 1. So all the three vertices of triangle we get from the midpoint of the triangle. Here you have given find value of h such that point A is under root 3 minus 1 and B is 0, 2 and C is h minus 2 are vertices of right angle with right angle at the vertex A. So means that BC square should be equal to AC square plus AB square. So AB square plus CA square is equal to BC square. So what will we do? We find the distance between AB and then square and square root cancel, so therefore there is no square root, plus CA distance, that will be x2 minus x1, so 0 minus under root 3 whole square plus 2 minus minus plus 1 whole square, and for CA is h under root 3 minus h whole square minus 1 minus minus plus 2 whole square, and BC is h minus 0 whole square and minus 2 minus 2 whole square. So it will be 3 and it will be 9, and here it will be 3 a minus b whole square formula, a square 3 b 2ab minus 2 under root 3h b square h square, and here we get 1, and at this side h square plus 16, because minus 2 minus 2 minus 4 minus 4 square is 16, and this will be 3 plus 9 12, 3 plus 1 4 minus 2 under root 3 h plus h square plus 16, h square and h square cancel from both sides, and here minus 2 under root 3 h 12 plus 4 16 shifted at other side, it will be negative 16. So negative 16 and positive 16 cancel, h cancel with h, so h is equal to 0, we get the value of h. Now find h such that A is equal to this, B is equal to this, and C is equal to this are collinear. For collinear, you will use this formula. If you have to show you have given any 3 points and you want to find that it is collinear or not, so its absolute or determinant will be equal to x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3, 1, 1, 1 equal to 0. This determinant should be equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, so it will be collinear, otherwise not. So already given it's collinear, so determinant of this is equal to 0. You put the value of x1 minus 1, x2 3, x3 7, and y1 h, y2 2, and y3 3 and 1 1. You know that from the determinant matrices you already studied it in class first year, minus 1 into this 2 ones are 2 and minus 3, and then minus h, this one these two value and this two value, so that will be 3 and minus 7, and then plus 1, this one value and this one value, 3 3s are 9 and 7 2s are 14, so it will be minus into minus 1, minus h into minus 4, and plus 1 into minus 5, so 1 plus 4h minus 5, so it will be 4h minus 4, 4 shifted at other side, 4 divide both sides. So h is equal to 1 we get. Question number 10 is the point A, B are end point of diameter of a circle. Find the center. Very easy. You know that if these are the end points, so this circle midpoint center is at the midpoint of AB. Diameter is the distance, the line which is passing through the center. So center is the midpoint. So with the midpoint formula, you can easily find the center. You add -5 with 5 divided by 2, -2 with -4 divided by 2. So you get 0 divided by 2, -6 is 0, -3 is the center. So find the center and radius. Now you are going to find the radius. Radius is from C to A or C to B. Your choice. You can find AC or BC, that will be equal to the radius. Now radius is absolute, means the distance between AC. So 0 minus minus plus 5 whole square. So -3 minus minus plus 2 whole square. So it will be 25 plus 2. So under root 26 is the radius of the circle. Number 9, you will do it by yourself. It is just like question number 6. So you try to solve it by yourself. Number 10, very lengthy question. A quadrilateral has the point A, B, C, and D as its vertices. Find the midpoint of its side. Show that the figure formed by joining the midpoint consecutively is a parallelogram. So what it means? They are saying that A, B, C, D are any four-sided shape, okay? And you have to find its midpoint. For example, E is the midpoint of AB, F is the midpoint of BC, and G is the midpoint of CD, and H is the midpoint of DA. You have to find these midpoints, and after that you join these midpoints and show that these midpoints are parallelogram, means opposite two sides are equal in length. So what will we do? First, with the help of midpoint formula, we find the midpoint of AB. Let E, F, and G at the midpoint of the sides of the quadrilateral. So first coordinate of E, how can we find it? By midpoint formula. 9 minus 7 divided by 2, 3 plus 7 divided by 2. So we get 1, 5. Then coordinate of F. Coordinate of F, we find it with BC, midpoint formula. -7 minus 3 divided by 2. 7 minus 7 divided by 2. So -5, 0. Then we find coordinate of G, that is equal to CD, -3 and plus 5 divided by 2, and -7 plus 5 divided by 2. We get the coordinate of H. Similarly, when we find the coordinate, then we find the distance between EF with the distance formula, with FG with the distance formula, then GH with the distance formula, then HE with the distance formula. You can check that EF is equal to GH and FG is equal to HE. So means that therefore EFGH is a parallelogram. Here find the edge such that the quadrilateral with vertices A, B, C and D is a parallelogram, is a square. So if it is a parallelogram, so opposite side should be equal in length. So means that the distance of AB should be equal to CD and distance of BC should be equal to AD. So with the distance formula, distance between AB, so AB is 1 plus 3 whole square minus 2 plus minus 0 whole square. And distance of CD, that is 5, 1 minus 5 whole square and H minus 0 whole square. So it is equal to 16 plus 4 is equal to 16 plus H square. Uh, Taking square on both sides, so 20 equal to 16 plus H square. So H square equal to 20 minus 16. So H equal to plus minus 2. Now you put H equal to 2, then D is equal to 1H and D is equal to 1, 2. So you have to find AB and BC and CA and DA. So all these three distances are equal. Now you find the diagonal AC and BD. Diagonals are different from each other since sides are equal but diagonals are not equal, so therefore it's not a square for positive 2. Now when H is equal to -2, then but we have we also have d equal to 1 minus 2. B, D represent the same point, which cannot happen in quadrilateral. We cannot take h minus 2. So I hope you will understand it from question number 12 up to the last question. Inshallah, we will discuss in next video lecture. If any confusion, you can ask in Zoom meeting class. Take care. Allah Hafiz.